Hello guys, welcome. This is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com and welcome you all to this new interview question. So the question is, which among string or string buffer should be preferred when there are a lot of updates required to be done in the data? So when you are doing a lot of changes onto a particular string, what you should go for? What type of class you should go for? Either you should go for string or you should go for string buffer. So I will say you need to go for string buffer when you know there are a lot of changes are going to happen onto that string. And the reason is, if you use string, and as you all know, string is an immutable class, which means you cannot modify it. It will remain in the string pool until a garbage collector runs and it cleans up all the space. So you have these unneeded objects remain in the string pool. So what you can do is, instead of doing that, you can use string buffer because it is a mutable object and you can reuse the same object and you can easily modify the same object over and over. Because if, let's say, you are going to go for a string, then you created something called as my tutorial, and then you said, okay, I don't need my tutorial rack, and then I'm going to use my tutorial rack, and then you said, oh, my tutorial rack is also not right, let me go and use my tutorial rack website. If you keep something like this, if you keep doing these changes, if you're using a string class, unnecessary these three objects will be automatically get created in the string pool. You don't need this one, but that object is still there because it's immutable, and this also will remain in this pool. So if you have used string buffer, only same object will keep on modifying and only one object you will have it in your memory. So the best way in this case is to use a string buffer. Let's go ahead and see if our answer is correct. String buffer is mutable and dynamic in nature, whereas string is immutable, which means it cannot be modified. Every update or modification of string creates a new string, thereby it will overload the string pool with unnecessary objects. As I've mentioned to you, if you decide on changing from one string to the other, it will keep that string and it will create another string in the string pool. Then if you decide that, okay, I don't need that one also, I need to do another one, then it will have that other string there and it will create a third string for you. So you will have unnecessary objects created in the string pool. Rather than that, you use something called as string buffer. In the case of lot of updates, it is always preferred to use string buffer as it will reduce the overhead of the creation of multiple string objects in the string pool. So in order to control the number of objects, unnecessary objects should not get created, because all these unnecessary objects are going to be remaining in that string pool and it will occupy the memory. So in order to not occupy the memory and have that free memory space for your program to run, you should go for string buffer when you know this is going to go on changing over and over again. So that is the main difference between string and string buffer. I feel like this is a very interesting question and a very intrinsic question, and people will generally ask. So now you know the answer for it. Thank you very much, and I'm going to see you in the next video with a new interview question. So stay tuned for that, and bye-bye, take care.